Hello, YouTube. I'm going to talk a little bit about music and some of my favorite music. Now, most of my music, my favorite decade is the 80s. Now, that was at the height of Reaganism, and for some reason, I have a really kind of an obsession with Ronald Reagan, but maybe because he was just a charismatic fucktard who got stuff done. You know, maybe that was it. But anyway, what I want to talk about, the reason why I want to talk about music especially is because I love it. Music is something that just is so vital to the human expression that we all like some kind of music. We all like some like artists that maybe we can identify with. I like mostly R&B. I like pop. I like so many different kinds of music that just seem to just, a lot of it's light and free and carefree, and some of it's a little dark, a little twisted, but you know, most of all, I love music that's just, you know, happy, you know, because I'm a happy person, and I like, you know, dance music because, you know, sometimes I just want to dance, and I just like that high energiness, you know, the raw emotion, you know, of it, you know, just the celebratoriness of it. I Will Survive is one of my favorite ones, and I really think that that is an anthem of the gay community because through Republicans, through AIDS, through bigots, through all this other stuff, we have survived. And that's more than just an anthem. You know, the dance clubs used to be one of the few places where we could actually, you know, let loose and be who we were. And then after, you know, liberation, if you will, you know, dance clubs became so popular because of the fact that, you know, through all that we've been through, dance was the one way where we could just liberate ourselves and cast off the shackles that people had tried to put on us as far as our sexuality. And, you know, and me being a gay man, you know, like, I really, like, you know, I feel so comfortable when I dance because it's like just throwing off everything that would otherwise be there. And you can't be stiff and dance. You know, like, well, maybe you can, but, you know, if you start to feel it, you know, you just kind of let go. Even if you look like a full-body dry heave set to music, if you're enjoying yourself, I'm fine with it. But I like stuff like the OJs. My favorite one is I Love Music. Another one is The Temptations. One of my favorite songs. Like, they have so many great songs that were written by Barrett Strong, that were written by this one guy who, I Wish It Would Rain, who off himself later on, Norman Whitfield, who just during the psychedelic era of the Temptations. So many great musicians, even of the time, the Supremes. And I hate saying Diana Ross and the Supremes because I don't like Diana Ross's divitude, but I love her music because, well, at least they took the strongest and then they did what they did. Another point is the DeBarge. DeBarge is a dream song. Dun, 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 dun. If you listen to that song, then listen to Blackstreet. What is it? Don't Leave Me Now. There are so many songs that sample that. That sample DeBarge. Let's also take Don't Go, Stay With Me. DeBarge's song Stay With Me. Biggie copied it and Ashanti copied it. Those are the two. Well, they used the beat. They didn't cover the song. But either way, you know that there are people, when you know that there's a great song, when there are people who 20, 30, 40 years later using that same beat because it's just so great. And DeBarge, they have such creative freedom, and they're one of the greatest groups ever. I don't care what anybody says. They're the greatest family group since the Jackson 5. They just didn't reach that kind of stardom that they did because of drugs. So that's another one. Luther Vandross, Barry White, Patti LaBelle, and the Bluebells, Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins. I have such a wide array of different artists, and in fact, I remember, and you know what, coming back to one of my other videos, You and Your White Boys deal, a lot of people would tell me that I have a white boy trapped in me. That's all I gotta say. I love different kinds of music because a lot of different kinds of music express various parts of who I am. You know, I love, like, Taylor Dayne, Taylor Dayne, such strong voice. Love Will Lead You Back is one song that I really liked, and I really identified with that song whenever my ex-boyfriend broke up with me, and then love led him back. But then again, as far as I'm concerned, love is many things, stupid is not one of them, so therefore, you know, I digress. But, you know, Taylor Dayne, such a powerful voice coming out of that small woman, and she looks very feline-like, which my ex did point out, and she kind of does. But you know, that's another artist that I really like. So many, there are just like Cyndi Lauper. There's like a Expose. The first song I ever heard of theirs was Seasons Change in 1989. So many great stuff, so many great things. Roy Parker Jr., A Woman Needs Love, but he was also in the Ghostbusters. Bobby Brown, New Edition, Johnny Gill, Gerald Levert, Eddie Levert from the OJs. Let's see, who else? Ralph Tresvant, Bill Bev DeVoe, Will Smith. I don't know about the Willow Smith because I haven't heard much of her stuff, but I don't like Justin Bieber because I think he looks like a butch lesbian, and I can't punch him as long as he has that bowl cut where he looks like a butch lesbian, because I can't hit a lady. So, just so I like a lot of older music because it's soulful. Like, I like Anita Baker especially. I like Regina Belle. I think that those two are definitely jazz singers. There's so many great people out there, and when we open our minds to the old music, like R. Kelly, which is not exactly old. There's also Joe, Kelly Price. She was a friend of mine. Oh my goodness, that is a soul anthem as far as I'm concerned. Grapevine by Brownstone. Whoa, those are two songs where I thought that there was a choir in the background because they had such powerful voices and they were so good. So anyway, music is what is in the OJs. Music is the healing voice of the world. It's understood by every man, woman, boy, and girl, and everybody loves some kind of music. Now, some of us may listen to a certain kind more than others. Like me personally, it's more like R&B and pop and all those different kinds of things. Especially my favorite duo has to be Hall & Oates because they're just such great songwriters. And Daryl Hall did this other song called Cab Driver, which was really cool, and that really makes me think about, you know, like coming home or going, you know, like after I've been away from something so long, coming back to it is almost like coming home. So, what kind of music do you like? Do you listen to one genre more than another? Do you like, you know, what other kinds of artists do you like? Are you an eclectic guy like me? I like a lot of different music and a lot of different artists, and there's so much that we have that could really just be awesome. So, I'll leave you with that, YouTube. What kind of music do you like? Do you listen to one over, do you kind of like have playlists and all that other stuff that encompass many different genres, and sometimes you just can't make up your mind which one to listen to sometimes. So, have a great day, YouTube, and deuces.